Dear secondary students, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to a new lesson of English which is entitled Conservation. Listen to a news report about conservation on the Red Sea coast in Egypt. Then answer the questions. Speaker, my name is Muhammad Mansour and I am reporting from a small town on the Red Sea coast in Egypt. It's an area that has been popular with tourists from all over the world for a long time. But a few years ago, it became clear that tourism was causing damage to the local environment. The biggest problem was that too many tourists would visit the diving center at the same time. Local companies didn't use to put a limit on how many people could dive. During the summer, they used to take 10 divers to explore one reef. That's just too many. However, things have changed since the local council decided to take action. There are now rules about how many divers can be in one area at the same time. Divers also have to pay a small amount of money towards projects that help protect the local environment. Another problem that the local people had in the past was that hotel companies would buy the best land in the town, remove any buildings already on it, and build hotels instead of in places where there used to be local people, like a sports field. Cafes and a cinema, there are now hotels. Fortunately, the council doesn't have new rules for how much land hotel companies can buy. Local people used to complain about tourists in their town, but now there are a lot of happier to see them. This should help tourists enjoy their visit even more, and they will then return to the area more often, helping to support the local economy in the future. Now, answer the questions. Number 1. When did people realize that tourism was causing a problem for the town? The answer will be a few years ago. Number 2. Before the new rule, how many divers were usually allowed to dive to one reef in the summer month? The answer will be only 10 divers were allowed to dive in one reef in the summer month. Number 3. What is the money that divers pay used for? The money is used for projects which help to protect the local environment. Number 4. What buildings were removed to make space for hotels? Cafes and cinemas were removed to construct hotels. Number 5. How do local people feel about tourism in their town now? They feel happier now to see tourists. Used to plus infinitive. We use this expression to talk about habits or repeated actions in the past, which we don't do in the present. We also use it to talk about states in the past that are no longer true. For example, I used to have long hair, but now I have short hair. He used to smoke, but now he doesn't smoke. They used to live in India, but now they live in Germany. The question form from used to, did plus subject plus used to plus infinitive. For example, did you used to be a teacher? Did he used to study French? Now let's see the negative form. Subject plus didn't plus used to plus infinitive. For example, she didn't used to like chocolate, but she does now. Would plus infinitive. Now we will see the uses of would. We can also use would plus infinitive to talk about a habit or repeated action in the past. We usually use would plus infinitive in this way when we are telling a story about history. So we can say, when I was a student, we would often have a drink after class on a Friday. When I lived in Italy, we would go to a little restaurant near our house. We can also use would instead of used to. Would can replace used to. In this case, we can use would with the same meaning as used to only when we are talking about past actions or habits, not we are talking about states. For example, I would or used to dance ballet when I was a child. Now let's see the questions. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1, Omar, space, to get up early. Use, using, used, uses. The answer will be used. Number 2, Ali used, space, for this company. Working, to work, works, will work. The answer will be to work. Number 3, did Magdi, space, finish work by 8 o'clock tonight? Used to, will use, used, use. The answer will be used to. Number 4, sometimes my father, space, bring me presents. Used, used to, would, B and C. The answer will be would. Number 5, I used to play tennis when I, space, young. Will be, was, am, have. The answer will be was. Now we have come to the end of this lesson. Thank you and see you later in the next lesson.